friends, Happy New Year. Welcome to the first Bake-A-Tale of 2025. I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library, and for this month's Bake-A-Tale, we're going to be doing French yogurt cake. And since it's January, we're going to be doing snow crafts. So welcome. If you don't know, Bake-A-Tale is a program where we talk about some books and a recipe that you can make at home, books you can read while you're waiting for your recipe to bake, and some crafts you can do that kind of tie it all together. And as I said, they might not have much to do with the cake, but thought they would be good for January. So we have the materials to make the crafts and the recipe in a kit that we'll have available in the children's room downstairs at the library here. So you can come downstairs and get a kit, or you can call us and have kits reserved and pick them up through curbside service if you'd like to do that. And we'll have them as long as supplies last. But if you can't come in to get a kit, that's okay. You can always email us at kids@adamslib.org, and I'd be happy to email you the recipe and the instructions for the crafts, and then you can gather your supplies, do it all at home. But, so this cake, did I say this is a French yogurt cake? You know, I have my French cake cutter here. It's got some words in French on it, and this is a really pretty easy peasy cake. It is so easy that in France, small children learn how to make this when they're still in preschool. It's a yogurt cake because you use some yogurt, and you can even use the yogurt cup to measure out the recipe, the ingredients for the cake. And so that's how little kids can do it. You can follow the recipe, and it has regular measurements, like a half a cup of this and a cup of that, or you can use your yogurt cup. You'll put the yogurt in the bowl, and then you wash it out, dry it off, and then you can use it to measure oil. You'll put 1 yogurt container of oil. You'll put 2 yogurt containers of sugar, and you'll put 3 yogurt containers of flour. And as long as, it doesn't matter if your container, some yogurt comes in 4-ounce containers, some comes in 5-ounce containers. It doesn't matter if it's a little off, but the proportions will all be the same if you use the same container to measure them all. And then you'll need maybe a little baking powder, a little bit more, but otherwise you just mix it all together. You know, you bake with a grown-up because it's always fun to bake together, and it does require the oven, but you know, that's kind of it. You can just mix it up. You don't need a mixer. You can just stir it up with a whisk if you want to when it comes out of the oven. This one's just vanilla, but you could put in vanilla if you'd like. You could add chocolate chips if you wanted. You could put some cinnamon in. You could put some lemon zest in. You could make your yogurt cake however you would like. And if you wanted, you could always put icing on if you wanted, or you could put powdered sugar, or this one has apricot glaze on it. And to make that, it just took a 1/4 cup of apricot preserves, and then added 1 teaspoon of water, and I heated it up in the microwave, or you could stir it, heat it and stir it on the stove top. And then once you've got it, and the water will just sort of loosen it up again a little bit, and the heat would too, and then you can just spread it on top of your cake and have it that way. If you want it to be a little sweeter, little shinier, you could do a glaze too. But since we were doing yogurt cake today, the books I have, well, a couple of them are about winter and one's about France. So the books that I had for this week are Snow on Snow, or this month rather, Snow on Snow on Snow by Cheryl Chapman and Cynthia St. James. And this little fella gets up on a winter's day, and he wakes up, it's cold, cold, cold. He wakes up under blankets, under blankets, under blankets. He needs food on food on food to go outside, and clothes on clothes on clothes. Some winter days are like that, and you know what? It might be a good day to, after you've gone out to play, come in and have some cake. And another thing that would be fun to do on a winter's day is go to Grandma's house to bake. That's what these little friends are doing. This book is called Baking Day at Grandma's, and it's written by Annika Denise and illustrated by Christopher Denise. And so this one, if you don't feel like making the vanilla yogurt cake, this one actually has a chocolate cake recipe in the back. So you can make Grandma's chocolate cake. So you can do extra baking if you take this book out. And this one doesn't really have any baking, but it does take place in Paris, in France. This is Madeline, of course, and it's by Ludwig Bemelmans, and it's about a little girl who lived in a house all covered with vines in Paris. So those are maybe 3 stories that'll kind of put you in the mood to, you know, dream about maybe being in Paris, get you in the mood for some winter days, talk about baking, and make you anxious for cake. The crafts this time are this winter scene. You can make little houses, you can make little animals if you wanted, little trees. Like this. I like this one because it almost looks like a snow globe. And here's another winter scene, and this one is got kind of a 3D effect going with these branches. I think we did apple trees before. Well, this one is a tree in winter. You can see all the snow. So on this one, if you wanted to make a sled or some birds or little snow friends, whatever you want, you can do that. And speaking of snow people, you can also make a bookmark too. And these little snow people are actually made with, well, you can use a thumb, you can use your finger. I think I use my finger to make little fingerprints, and then you can turn them into a little snow family if you wanted to. So those are the crafts this time. Like I said, not really about cake, but about snow, and that'll be fun too. In the kits, there will be a packet of papers that you can use for making the crafts, and there will also be a container of paint. So you can use the paint for all 3 crafts, but make sure that you cover your work surface first so you don't get paint anywhere, and be careful when you open it up because it might have been kind of gotten shaken a little bit during, you know, when you're taking the bag home. So just open it up carefully, make sure that maybe you want an apron, an art apron, but make sure you've covered up your workspace for the paint. There will be half a sheet of this blue cardstock, and that's what you can, in the kit, and that's what you can use to make the bookmark. So you might be able to get a couple from here, depending on what size you make. If you want it to be longer, you can probably make 2 this way. If you want it to be shorter bookmark, you can make a couple going this way. So it's up to you, whatever size you want your bookmark to be. Once you've cut your bookmark out, you can, if you want, you can just use your fingers. You can do fingerprints or thumbprints to make your snow friends here. Or in the kit there will also be a tiny little paintbrush, well, long paintbrush but with a tiny brush on the end, and a little dauber that looks like a Q-tip but on a longer stick. So you can always use that to put the white paint on too. The first thing you'll do is, if you're making snow friends like this, you can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, depending on how tall you want your snowman. Or, you know, you can make what else? You can make a snow puppy, you can make whatever you wanted. So however many snowballs you need for the body, that's how many fingerprints or thumbprints you'll put on. So do that first and then let it dry. Once that's dried, then you can go back. You can either use, you can cut up pieces of this paper, these half sheets, to make clothes for them, or you could just do like I did and just draw on. I had some markers, so I just drew on with markers. You can just draw with crayons or markers on top, but again, you have to let the paint dry first, otherwise the marker or the crayon will take the white paint up. Decorate them however you would like, and then if you would like to put some more snow on in the background, you can do that. And again, you could use your fingers if you wanted, or you could use a little paintbrush, dab some more snowflakes on. And if you wanted, there's some yarn in the kit, so if you want to use a hole punch and punch a hole and then put the yarn through it for your bookmark and have this part stick up in the top, you're welcome to do that. It's up to you, however you would like to do your design. Now for this 3D paper, this 3D tree, in the kits there will be a piece of cardstock. It could be purple, it could be blue. That's what you're going to use for the background for the tree. And then there will be a piece of brown paper, brown construction paper to make the tree, and a piece of white paper to make the snow. You will take the white paper and cut it in half, but you kind of want to cut it in a curve, and then that would be this curvy snow on here. So you'll cut the curve down the middle, and then you will glue one piece on, It's hard to see on here, but one's going one way and then the opposite piece is going the other way. They were longer than my piece of blue cardstock here. So once I glued them on, I cut off the extra parts. But first you'll put one on and make the snow, if you're making it a curve like this, you'll make the hill kind of go down. Then you will cut your brown paper. I cut mine this way. So for the trunk of the tree, you can make it about an inch thick. And for the branches, you can cut the strips to be about half an inch thick. And, you know, just do it the best you can. You want the trunk to be a little bit bigger and the branches to be smaller, and make them go down vertically like this. Once you have your trunk, you'll need to cut it in half. You're going to put one piece of the trunk down. It's a little bit hard to see, but my trunk ends about here, and it's going to be on the first white snow hill. And then you will glue all the other strips to make the branches on, kind of like rays of the sun. So I had one going this way, up. So it's going all the way around and then all the way around on that side. You're gluing them all to the trunk in the center. And then you'll take the other half of the trunk, glue that on top, and that'll help it all hold down. And then you can take your other white paper with the curve that's going to be going the other way, and you can put that on top. So this one has one piece going this way, and then the opposite piece is going that way. And again, it'll help hold the trunk down. So once that's all glued down, you'll take these long branches that are going to be sticking out from the paper, and you'll twirl them twice and then glue them down in different places. So one's glued up here, one's glued here, and that's what gives it this 3D effect. If you don't want to do that, you can just cut them shorter and just put them down, just glue them against the paper. So it's up to you. And then let the glue dry. Then once that's done, you can take the extra paper from here and you can make a snowman if you want to, or snow lady like I did. You can take these other pieces of paper and make a sled, decorations for your snow friends. You can do a little house, you can do trees, you can do some birds. So you can put them on however you would like. Just glue them on. And then again, you can take your white paint and put it on with your fingers, put it on with the paintbrush, put it on with the paint dauber, however you would like. Give it as much snow as you want. This one is to look like a little winter village. There's another piece of white construction paper, so you'll use one for each craft, one here and one here. And there will also be a blue piece of construction paper. So the first thing you'll do with this is kind of draw if you need it. I needed it. You can either just cut it into a curved shape or draw it with a pencil and then cut the pencil line. And that's going to be the background for your snow scene. And then you're going to take the white paper and accordion fold it, which means you fold this way and then this way and then this way and this way, back and forth. Make each fold about an inch or so. So make it an inch up and then as carefully as you can go backwards like this. And do it a few times so you've got about this much space left at the top. A couple inches at the top, and then kind of straighten it out again, and then that's what you're going to glue on. Can you see it's about this far up onto my blue paper? So that part's flat against the paper, and then you will refold the bottom up so it's going to be facing you. And then you're going to take the two ends, put glue on each of them, and bring it together in the center. So this was an outer end facing this way, this was an outer end facing this way. Glue them together, and then you hold it in place, and that's what brings it together and will make it stand up like that. And it also gives you these little ridges. It's hard to see, but these little ridges are where you can glue things. So you can glue trees, you can glue houses, you can decorate your houses if you want houses. If you want something else, like I said, you can make animals, you can make all trees, you can do it however you would like. So you can glue them in place. You can glue them onto the background, or you can glue them onto the different pieces of this white, like snow here, and that'll give it, again, kind of a 3D effect. So I have a couple of houses, I have a couple of trees. You can do it however you would like, and then if you would like to make more snow, have at it. You can make more snow. Again, you can do your fingers, you can use the paintbrush, however you would like it, and you can put some snow on too. If you wanted to have snow on your roof or snow on tops of the trees, you could always cut that out of paper. Also, the extra paper, extra white paper you have, and that's it. So then you can make your little snow decorations while you're waiting for your yogurt cake to bake. And as I said, if you can come down to the children's room, we would be happy to see you and happy to give you a kit. And if not, just email us at kids@adamslib.org, and I'll give you the information via email. So thank you very much for watching. Happy baking, happy crafting, happy reading, everybody, and I'll see you next month. Thank you. Bye-bye.